This episode is brought to you by Prime XBT, #1 Bitcoin platform for active traders from stock indices, commodities, forex, and of course crypto. So get over to primexbt.com by using the link in the description below and get up to $100 in trading money for your account. primexbt.com. I'm out of here. Holla. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. It's your boy Crypto Blood. Welcome to another episode of My Two Satoshis. It is April 3rd, 2020. Spring is upon us, but so is the COVID-19. Shout out to me. Bill Withers dies at 81 years old. We're going to be playing this song today. Ain't No Sunshine. It's a classic right here. And my wife told me about this earlier today, and I'm like, I'm going to make a dedication to Bill Withers. I love his songs, man. He's got a lot of classic songs, people. A lot of classic songs. So rest in peace and condolences to the family. But what's going on, people? Hope you guys are doing well today, and welcome to yet another episode of My Two Satoshis. Today we are going to be looking at something out of A&B Crypto, and this is a topic that I've actually talked about many times on my channel, and I've told you guys we have yet to see a first world country attack Bitcoin directly. So far, they've been kind of, they've been letting the industry grow as they should. But I've actually been shocked that they have allowed it to get to where it is today. But this article here talks about whether or not Bitcoin could fall to zero if governments conspire against it. It's a good topic, something you should at least have in the back of your mind, because this is a tail risk. You need to at least know that this is a possibility at some point in the future, especially if we're going into a new way of doing things, right? With this whole COVID-19 thing, if we may see governments do things that we've never seen them do. And this is something I thought we should discuss on today's video. So we will take a look at that out of A&B Crypto. Also, Mike Novogratz, you guys know him. Galaxy Digital, the crypto hedge fund guy, was a billionaire dude before. Really made a lot of money in the run-up. He was one of the ones publicly to time the top at 20,000, but pretty much got wrecked because he thought that getting back in at 10,000 or 13,000 was a good move, and ended up still losing a lot of money in his hedge fund. But I guess he's saying he's going to hang up his spurs if Bitcoin doesn't reach 20,000 by 2020, end of 2020. I don't know, man. You may be out of this game. You may be getting out at the wrong time. 2020 is not the year to get out of Bitcoin. In my opinion, it is the year to get into Bitcoin. So we're going to take a look at that. And then lastly, also out of Cointelegraph, Ripple co-founder Chris Larsen makes full recovery from COVID-19. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad he's made a recovery. We can swap him out for the actual Ripple coin, XRP. Put XRP in that seat and take the life support off. All right. That's for all my XRP fans out there. Just got to throw a little jab at you. But we will take a look at this story. Not really crypto related, but kind of. So we will review all three items today and discuss that in the comments below. But before we start, if you guys find these types of videos informative, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and click that bell to receive more videos like this. And before we get into the articles today, let's take a look at the heat map. We are at $6,734. Bitcoin down 0.18%. We got Ethereum up though 0.72% to 151, or should say $41.56. EOS up 1.9% to $2.32. We got Litecoin up 1.3% to $40.41. And also Binance token up 2% to $13.25. Bitcoin Cash up a little bit, recording a price at $236. And as far as technically speaking, still hitting that resistance at a roughly 68.50 range. I mean, we've peaked above it a few times in the last day or so, but as you see, we're running into a lot of resistance in this area, which is not a good thing. So I personally think because we can't get above this area, this region, we're going to head lower. I'm still keeping to my sentiment on that. Let me know your thoughts about where you think Bitcoin is going in the comments below. And the next, I would say, give me a ballpark for the next 3 months. I mean, the halving is coming up next month. So at this point, I was talking to my boy John App earlier, and I said, hey man, because he was saying that we have Bitcoin Cash halving, I think this month. We were talking about the price of Bitcoin around this halving event, and I said, hey man, because we didn't see a run up prior to the halving, we may see the actual run up price in after the halving. So normally it's buy the rumor, sell the news, or buy the halving, sell the actual event. This go around, it may be the inverse. We may be, because of various reasons, this COVID-19 thing. Bitcoin has kind of been a slump even before that a little bit, but COVID really took a chunk out of the price of Bitcoin and the crypto. So I think maybe we'll get that demand after the halving. So we'll have to see though. Bitcoin halving is coming up in May. Keep an eye out on that. And boy, did you guys miss an excellent interview last night with Jane Bond. If you guys missed it, make sure you get over to my channel and check part 1. I published that last night for my YouTube members. Please check that out. It was just had so much packed information in there. Really, really good content. Really, really good kicking it session. One of my best I've enjoyed. So check that out on my channel. Part 2 will be out this evening for my YouTube members as well. It really starts to heat up in part 2, so look out for that, YouTube members. But let's look at this first article. A&B Crypto, Bitcoin may fall to zero if fearful governments conspire against it. I think they're being a little dramatic there with that title, but we get the point. The COVID-19 pandemic, it says, has got people dancing to its beats. The financial sector especially is recording major fluctuations every day, and the entire world is exploring ways to ride out the storm. The United States Federal Reserve, along with asserting that it has infinite cash, slashed interest rates to zero to cope with the struggling U.S. economy. This, however, has turned out to be a good opportunity for crypto communities. Bitcoin and gold both recorded an increase in price on March 23rd after the Federal Reserve announced its infinite cash plan, while Bitcoin breached its resistance at 6,000. Gold rose to reach the 1,700 mark. The attached skew Bitcoin to gold price data highlights the aforementioned price change after March 23rd. And yes, Bitcoin and gold did go up a little bit once that announcement happened, but so did equities. So that's my point, and my concern is that we're over time. You zoom out to maybe 5 years in Bitcoin's price action. There is almost zero correlation with equities. So this means that on average, you can't really find a pattern, either negative or positive, with the price of Bitcoin versus equities. However, that does mean at some points you could have it kind of sync up with the price of equities or go the other way. So currently, I think we are still in that area or that time frame where cryptos are tied a little bit more closely to a positive correlation with equities. So if equities start to drop again, you're going to see Bitcoin and other altcoins drop with equities. So that's my take on it, and that's why I'm concerned. And telling people like, hey, or at least in my opinion, is that we may see a few more legs down in the price of Bitcoin before we start to make that parabolic move up. It goes on to say that although Bitcoin failed to stand by its safe haven claim during the crash, many still believe that Bitcoin is the only answer to a financial crisis. Many notable crypto contributors like Andreas Antonopoulos, which I've interviewed on my channel. If you guys missed that one, definitely check that out. And Caitlin Long have all opined that the narratives surrounding the top coin cannot be pushed away based on its short-term movements. In fact, CZ, CEO of Binance, had also tweeted that Bitcoin will not go down to zero as long as he has funds. However, in a recent podcast, veteran investor Jim Rogers was of the opinion that the US dollar's price will skyrocket by the end of this pandemic as Americans see it as a safe haven at the moment, while Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies will go down to zero. Governments do not like losing their power and control. I wish we could use anything we wanted for money, but I know who has the guns. The dollar will skyrocket and cryptocurrencies will go to zero by the end of this. Jim Rogers, I think you are right, and we talked about this last night on my interview with Trader Jane. We both agree that you're going to see the dollar strengthen. You're definitely going to see the dollar strengthen. So as this panic from around the globe, the aftershocks, not even necessarily the pandemic itself, but the after effects of this whole situation, other countries are in way worse shape than we are. Specifically, China. China is in a bad situation right now with this whole COVID-19. They're they're already on the house of cards. They're already lying about their GDP and all types of economic data. So when this hit, it's going to expose them. And then you got companies and countries turning on them. Other countries are in trouble along with us. We're in trouble as well, but we're the best house on the bad block. And, and the world will flee to the US dollar. But that does not mean that cryptos go to zero at all. I think cryptos will head lower because of that, if that type of event occurs, because it's a deflationary event, meaning price deflationary. If the dollar becomes stronger, all assets priced in it are priced lower. So you will have a deflationary event, in my opinion, and that includes precious metals and cryptos. The article goes on to say that Roger added that since Bitcoin has been at the end of a lot of success over the past few years, governments will find ways to suppress it, and thus, once it exercises its power, people will be forced to look at government-backed money as the only form of currency. And the final paragraph in this article, before I give you my 2 Satoshis on it, another topic that comes into the picture here is the subject of central bank digital currencies. CBDCs, in a way, can be viewed as the government's response to the creation of privacy currencies. However, the very fact that CBDCs are under the government's control raises the questions of centralization, a reason why many central banks are moving ahead with their own digital currencies. So again, I can pick bits and pieces of this and agree with it. One thing I can't agree with is that cryptos go to zero. There's no reason for cryptos to go to zero unless its functionality ceases to exist, meaning that for some technical reason we couldn't use Bitcoin anymore, whether it be supercomputers, quantum computers render the encryption useless, and we never get a chance to upgrade the networks, which I don't know why we wouldn't. I think that would happen. It needs to happen now, though. I have to press that. It needs to happen now. That move towards upgrading the encryption to a quantum resistant one needs to happen now. You can't wait. It's like this COVID-19 stuff. It grows exponentially. So with quantum computers, its speed and its efficiency and it becoming more powerful, it's going to be on an exponential curve. So we can't wait too long, because at some point we won't be able to upgrade the networks and crack these wallets really, really easily. So, I just don't see Bitcoin cryptos going to zero, but there are some headwinds that we surely need to be aware of when it comes to cryptocurrencies. I still think it's the best asset class to be in. And that, again, no, that's X any government intervention. But it's like the honey badger, in my opinion. It's like the honey badger. It won't go away. You can hurt it, but it will still keep going. And so if governments around the world decide to clamp down on Bitcoin, it will surely affect the price big time. And it may happen. Governments may do this around the time they start to launch their own digital currencies, as this article talks about. So we have to keep that in mind. We really do have to keep that in mind. But once that is out the way, there's no more bad news that you can hit anyone with. I mean, I personally don't think so. So let me know your thoughts about that in the comments below. I'm sure many of you will have an opinion on that one. Let's take a look at what Mike Novogratz is saying. It looks like he may be hanging his boots up. I don't know. I think personally, I'll give you my opinion on really the underlying frustration he's having with Bitcoin, in my opinion, after we read this article. It says here, as cryptocurrency markets have been edging up over the past 2 weeks amid multiple sell-offs on the mainstream market, the crypto community has become even more bullish on the price of the major cryptocurrency, Bitcoin. But Mike Novogratz, CEO of crypto merchant bank Galaxy Digital and a well-known Bitcoin bull, has once again reiterated his bullish stance to the biggest cryptocurrency, predicting that Bitcoin should retest its $20,000 highs by the end of 2020. In an April 2nd interview with CNBC's Closing Bell, Novogratz also expressed his confidence that Bitcoin's price should at least double before October 2020. While Novogratz delivered yet another bullish prediction for Bitcoin, this time the prominent crypto advocate admitted that he might give up on Bitcoin if its price does not hit a new all-time high in 2020. He said, "This is the year of Bitcoin, and if it doesn't go up now by the end of the year, I might just hang my spurs." Mike Novogratz's new Bitcoin prediction comes amid some recovery on the crypto markets as Bitcoin rallied up to $7,200 on April 2nd after dropping to a low of $3,600 earlier this March. So, first of all, Mike, I love Mike. You know, he's a brilliant guy, but he's made a whole bunch of predictions, you know. And most of them haven't come to pass, to be honest with you. The one he's known for is the 20,000 high price back in 2017, late 17, going to 18. But I don't think Bitcoin is going to get to 20,000 by 2020, into 2020. I don't see it happening because of what's going on with COVID-19. This situation is going to be a global GDP killer, right? And productivity killer globally. And so what that means is if GDP and productivity globally slows down, that means in all industries, including crypto. If people don't have a need for crypto from a standpoint of like blockchain use cases, if no one's actually doing anything in the world because of this virus in the short term, I don't think it's going to last forever, but in the short term, no. Then Bitcoin can't reach 20,000 by the end of 2020. Will it reach 20,000 again? I think so. Definitely think so, especially on the other side of this whole COVID-19 pandemic situation. Once things rebound, you're going to see Bitcoin really take off. Talking 50,000, 30,000 easily, easily. So we'll have to see, though. We still do have the halving next month. But, we're currently at $6,700 Bitcoin right now. So even a doubling from here, it's only 13,000. You guys let me know your thoughts, though. But I think he's going to be wrong yet again on this one. And I'm not too sure he's going to actually hang his boots up on this one. I think personally, his issue is, I'm going to be honest with you, he was sold on the concept, and so was I, and many others, that Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, will be that alternative asset class that will protect you against downturns in equities, in real estate and other traditional markets that already exist. When that didn't happen, I think that shattered a lot of confidence. It shattered a lot of confidence in this new asset class. I did start to change my tune once I realized how speculative the nature of this cryptocurrency market and industry was. So when you have something that's so speculative, this means that when a crisis occurs and there's risk off, well, risk off means risk off. That means all risk assets. You're out of them. You're going to dollar. You're going to bonds. That includes crypto. So that's where we are. I don't think it'll stay that way. I think at some point that will change. And again, a lot of things have to line up. But hey, that's what it's all about. Taking chances, right? Taking chances. So we'll have to see what happens at the end of 2020. You guys let me know. Will Bitcoin be at least 20,000 by the end of 2020? Last article, Ripple co-founder Chris Larsen makes full recovery from COVID-19. Ripple's co-founder and executive chairman made a full recovery from COVID-19 in a tweet on April 2nd. He thanked those working on the front line against the virus and also called for recovery patients to donate blood for use in antibody transplants, which do work. I do have to say that. That is something that actually does work. If you've recovered from COVID, you have antibodies in your blood. You need to definitely donate it. You got to pay me, though. I need to get paid in advance. Larson had not publicly shared the fact that he had been diagnosed with COVID-19. The majority of the crypto community only discovered the truth when he posted his tweet, accompanied by a picture of himself wearing a face mask, giving a thumbs up gesture. And so, yeah, that's cool. Glad to see him doing well. And you guys got to start taking this whole situation seriously. I still see too many comments under my videos of it's fake, it's a 5G. Listen, 5G, the 5G one is the worst because 5G is not everywhere. 5G actually is a frequency that doesn't travel far. And so you need a lot of towers very close to one another to transmit 5G. 5G is not everywhere. Why are you guys not using your heads? There are many countries where this COVID-19 has really made a disaster of. And 5G is nowhere, no 5G towers. Okay? I don't know where you guys are getting this stuff, but start taking it seriously, because then it helps protect other people who are more vulnerable to this disease. Right? That's what we need to do. So good that he recovered. Let me know your thoughts on this, Ripple, all that good stuff. I know my Ripple fans are gonna give me some comments in the section below. It's all good. Love you guys too. But hey, that's my 2 Satoshis for today. Let me know yours in the comments below. And again, rest in peace to Bill Withers. It's your boy Crypto Blood. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and click that bell to receive more videos like this. I'm out of here, people. Holla!